Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Stansel and I will be your instructor for this course. What I want to do in this quick video is first introduce you to myself, and then we'll also talk about the course a little bit, focusing on the course policies and then also where you're going to find your various resources and assignments for this course. So as I said, my name is Dr. Stansel. I got my PhD from the University of Florida in molecular biology, and I've been teaching at the College of Central Florida since 2007. I routinely teach classes on campus and online in general biology and then also in microbiology. Now, I am available to you pretty much anytime throughout the week by email. You can reach out to me. I check my email every day and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. My goal is within 24 hours, but most of the time it's much quicker than that. So definitely feel free to reach out to me anytime you need to. My email address is listed at the top of the course syllabus, and it's also located in Canvas under the instructor information. My office is in Building 2 upstairs. You can also call me. If you call me, please make sure that you leave an email address if you are leaving a message. That will again help me to get back to you as quickly as I can. I am a resource here for you during this course, so definitely feel free to reach out to me when you have a need. Now, we're going to go through the course policies, and we'll also look at the course in Canvas so that you can familiarize yourself with where your resources and assignments are going to be located. Here's a look at our course in Canvas. Now the view you see here is going to look a little bit different from your view because this is the instructor view, but you'll find that the links are located in pretty much the same places. When you first open it up, this is going to give you an overview of the course, just a description and also the main objectives for the course. And then if you scroll a little later on the page, you'll see some important links that are going to be things that you're going to be going to fairly often, I would think, throughout this term. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that we have this link to the Getting Started module. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that right now, and this is where you're going to want to start for this course. And the first thing you'll see is the orientation video. So that's what you're watching right now. The very next thing is going to be a printable copy of the syllabus. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You'll also find similar information using the syllabus link in the left-hand navigation. Now, in this syllabus, you're going to see a link that talks about the required textbook for the course. There's also a link buried inside Canvas for that. I'm going to point that out in a little bit. And one of the main things I want to talk about here are the assignments for the course. In this course, you're going to have homework assignments, you're going to have lecture assignments, and then you're going to have exams. And those are the things that are going to impact your course grade. Now, all assignments have strict deadlines. We must adhere to those. Make sure that you plan ahead and you get your work in on time. For pretty much everything in the course, you have multiple days when you can complete this. So it is going to be very important that we pace ourselves appropriately and we plan ahead. Now, if ever I make a mistake in your grade, that can certainly happen. Please bring that to my attention within 7 days of the grade posting. Once the grade has been there for 7 days, then it is considered final. Definitely use the link in the left-hand navigation for grades. That will show you what your grades are at any time in the course so that you can bring them to my attention for review if there is a need for that. Now, if we scroll a little lower, we see this table that shows where your grades are coming from in this course. So this is how your grade is going to be determined. We will have 40% of your grade from homework, 20% will come from the lectures, and 40% is going to come from the exams. So it is going to be very important that you complete all assignments in the course. Every one of them has an impact on that grade, and we want our grade to be as high as possible at the end of the term. The policies throughout the rest of the syllabus, I'm going to let you read those on your own, but what I do want to go to is the last page, which is the course schedule. This page, I would suggest that you print this page and you hang it somewhere in your home so that you're going to see it on a regular basis. What you will see here is that the course is divided into multiple modules. There's going to be 5 different modules in the course, and if you look at this, each module has chapter homeworks, lectures, and then it also has a study sheet and an exam. There are due dates for the assignments. Those due dates, you should try to adhere to them as well as you can. If there happens to be something that comes up when you can't get that homework in on time or you can't get that lecture in on time, there is some flexibility there where you can submit it late. as long as it is submitted by the final deadline of the module. So it will be for full credit as long as you get it in by the final deadline of the module. Now, the only exception to that is going to be the introduction discussion. That must be submitted on time, and the study sheet assignment must be submitted on time. Okay, the study sheet assignment is due before we get to the exam because the point of it is to help you prepare for the exam. All of the assignments in the module are open at the beginning of the module, with the exception of the exam. The exam is only open for 2 days, and so full 48 hours you are expected to take it during that time frame. It can be taken from home. We just want to make sure that we have a reliable computer, reliable internet access, and that we have the time to spend on it right then. It is a single attempt and it is timed. So again, be prepared when you do decide to begin that exam. As you can see, all of the modules are set up in this same way. Again, you have homework, lectures, a study sheet, and an exam, and there is a definite final deadline for the module. If I look over here in the left-hand navigation, you can also click on the syllabus link there. The same information is located here as what we just saw. You can see my contact information is located at the top. The best way to contact me is going to be by email. I will try to get back to you as quickly as I possibly can when you email me. Again, that is the preferred way to contact me. At the very end of this course syllabus, there is the schedule in a different format. You can get to the assignments by directly clicking on each one of these links in this course schedule. Now, if I go back to the home page, you can see it does say to get started with the Getting Started module, which is where we were at. Again, you have the video, the syllabus I showed you, and then there is a link for the textbook. This textbook is Microbiology by OpenStax College. This textbook is open source, meaning that it is free if you are willing to read it in an online format. So that means on a web page, you can also download a PDF file of the textbook. I actually have links within the different chapters that we're covering that will take you directly to that textbook chapter online. If you don't like reading on a screen, then you can certainly purchase a copy of the textbook. That is available in the CF bookstore, or you can also purchase it through various websites such as Amazon. No matter what, though, we do want to make sure we're reading the textbook because that's going to be an important source of information for our homework assignments and then also for our exams. Again, going back to the Getting Started module, you can see there's a variety of other information here. For example, the Canvas quick links. This has some information on setting up your notifications in Canvas. That's important for getting reminders on deadlines that are upcoming, also getting announcements sent to perhaps your phone. Some other helpful hints that you might find there. And then another important one is tech support. There are many resources available to help you be successful in this course. I am here for content-related questions, so if you ever have any questions about the chapters that we're going through and the things we're studying, definitely reach out to me. Again, email is a great way to do that. I'll also show you a discussion board where you can post your questions. However, if you have questions of a technical nature, we also have people on campus that are there to help you with that. This page gives you the phone numbers, an email address. These people can help you if you're having problems with your computer, with your browser, with Canvas in general. They're there to help, and it's 24/7 technical help through Canvas support. So definitely take a look at that if you are having issues. I also have a link for technical support on the home page of the course just to make it easy for you to reach out to them if there is a problem. Within the navigation, getting started, at the very end you'll see that there is a syllabus quiz. This syllabus quiz is required for you to get to the course content and actually get started. This is going to cover information in the syllabus in this orientation video, and it's really just to make sure that you are aware of the course setup, the course policies, and what is expected of you. You can take it multiple times if needed, but again, it's absolutely required that you pass this before you can get to the beginning of the material. The introduction discussion is also located there, and that's a place where you will introduce yourself and also respond to a few other questions that are located there when you click on it. Now, if we go to the first module, just so you can get an idea of how this is set up for you, the first chapters, chapter 1 and 2, are combined in this case. And when you click on that page, you're going to see kind of the main objectives, the main things we want to learn about those chapters. And then below that, you have your readings. Now, if you click these links, they will take you directly to the textbook online so that you can read it there. There are links in the left-hand navigation to help you navigate through the textbook chapters. And here you can get to chapter 2 or any of the other chapters. But they're always going to be linked in Canvas to make it easy access. Scrolling on down, you have information about your lectures. You do have graded lecture assignments, and then I've also posted the lectures here as well. Those links are for reviewing purposes. They would not be for grading. So first you will want to go through and do the graded lectures, and then if you want to look at them again, of course these links are available. Now, once you've gone through that, if you go forward, you can see the lectures. Okay, the lectures, there is a link where you will load them in a new window. Once they open up, and they may take a few moments to actually load, once they have a play button here, then you can click on that and the lecture is going to start for you. You will enter your name there and hit continue, and then it's going to progress. Now, every so often, you will be presented with the multiple choice question on the screen that you're going to need to answer. So you'll see those pop up every now and then. And you can also see, if you click on the table of contents over here using this arrow, you can also click on it down here in the bottom corner. But you can see that there's multiple lectures within this chapter. So this one happens to have 2, lecture 1 and 2. You don't have to complete both of these at the same time, but when you do lecture 1, you want to fully complete lecture 1. And you can see there it's 13 minutes and 45 seconds. So you can see how long you're going to be doing that. When you've completely finished lecture 1, there's going to be a little checkbox next to it showing that you have actually finished that one. Now, if you do stop in the middle of chapter or lecture 1, you are going to have to repeat it when you come back. Okay, so we just want to make sure we fully complete it and we get a check mark there before we leave. Now, at the very end of all of these, you will have a screen that has your grade on it. Your grade is going to be 100% if you finish watching all of them. It will be. So these are easy points in the course. Make sure you watch all of these lecture videos. They're going to help you understand the content, but they're also earning kind of easy points for you. On the last screen where it shows your grade, I do encourage you to take a quick photo of that just for your records if there is ever a need to come back to it because it's not in the grade book the right way. Okay, so take a quick snapshot and you can save that on your phone until the end of the term. Okay, so each chapter is going to have lectures like this. Okay, once we've watched those, and in this case, here's chapter 2's lectures, then you have your homework assignment. The homework assignment has primarily multiple choice questions in it. It is time consuming. This is not expected to be something that you sit down and you finish it within an hour. Okay, so I expect you to work on this in multiple sittings or over multiple days. You can open it up, do a little bit, come back the next day or come back later, look at some questions, go to your textbook, go to videos. So take your time as you go through this. This is 40% of your grade coming from homework. So it does have a big impact on your grade, and it's going to be very important that you spend enough time on it to score highly. Once you've done that, you can follow the links at the bottom. That'll take you to the next chapter, which in this case is chapter 3. If I go to the modules and we just go back down there, you can see that you've got your different chapters located in the modules, the lectures, and the homework below them. Then finally you have the study sheet assignment, which can certainly be completed early, and that has the firm deadline. And then down there at the very bottom we have the exam. Again, the exam is 2 days. You must take it during that 2-day time frame. Okay, the next module will open according to schedule automatically, so it will open when we have finished module 1. So that is the way that you're going to progress through the material. I do want to point out this discussion link in the left-hand navigation. You have your introduction discussion there. That's one way to get to it. But the first discussion you see listed on the page is for you to ask questions. So besides email, this is another great place to post questions for me or for your classmates. Here, We can all ask questions, other people can see them. Oftentimes when students ask questions, other students have the same question. So this provides a way for me to answer everybody's question at one time. I suggest that you subscribe to this discussion forum, and that way you get notifications when someone posts something there. And if you see a student post a question and you know the answer to that, definitely feel free to jump in and respond to them. That way we can make sure that everybody's getting quick responses to whatever questions they have. And again, I will be monitoring it as well and answering questions as I see them on there. Lastly, the grades. Okay, grades. This is what you want to be referring to and checking throughout the term. I suggest that you check that tab or that link every time you submit an assignment. So when you submit an assignment, click on the grades. It'll show you your grade on that assignment, and then you'll also see the impact that that had on your overall course grade. If you're keeping up with that throughout the term, then there shouldn't be any surprise at the end of the term exactly what grade you're going to be earning in this course. Okay, so that's a quick overview of the course policies, the setup of the course in Canvas. Again, if you have any questions at all, feel free to post them in this discussion board here or to send them to me by email. I'm looking forward to a great term.